You know her from Shaws of Sunset. You know she doesn't hold back.
Again, I've looked at vegans and been like, another vegan. And then if I ever see a vegan with an animal, a dog, like on a leash or something, I get even more bothered.
This is Genuinely Gigi.
Welcome, Adam, Neely, Farahan to Genuinely Gigi. Everyone knows. If you don't know, you need to know. Adam is one of my nearest and dearest friends. He's a sweetheart. We have an array of things in common. Most of the things we have in common make other people like that, but we're like, oh my God, that's so cool.
The bugs.
We love bugs.
Yes.
We just love nature. We love weird things. We love things that just fuck with people's heads, are, like in a stimulating way, not like in a grotesque way.
Actually, a little bit grotesque.
You're a little weird. Yeah, he has to filter it for me sometimes.
I'm weird.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's why we get along.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here, Adam.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I finally get to be here one-on-one because the last time I was here was with Reza, so there was two-on-one. Yeah,
and we did it video, right?
Yeah,
we did a video.
Yeah.
I'm glad we could do it in person. It's different in person.
Yeah. It's more personal.
It's more personal. So I took a step outside before you arrived. I was downstairs. I was smoking a joint, as you saw. As you're walking up, I see Adam is carrying. Can you grab what you were carrying, Adam? Show everybody what this is. Can you see this?
Can you see this? This is vitamin B complex.
Right. So Adam's walking up with this big jug. Now, listen, if you know Adam, you have to know Adam is always at home making something. I'm going to get into that soon. But I'm like, okay, he's carrying something he just probably made at home. I'm like, what is this? And you said it's a B complex supplement. And the question was, why are you all of a sudden taking a B complex supplement? And what did you say?
Well, being a vegan, you don't necessarily get the same amount of vitamins and nutrition as you would get if you were to eat meat. So your body lacks certain vitamins and certain complexes when you are strictly on a vegan plant-based diet. So lately, I have felt a little tired, lethargic, just a little bit run down. And so I spoke to a nutritionist who's like, oh, maybe you should try some vitamin B complex.
And you told the nutritionist, you're like, I'm a vegan. I'm like a hardcore strict vegan.
Yeah.
And they said, maybe you need B complex. And you said you researched it as well.
I did research it. It was interesting about how like your mind is like, it's so complex. Like you don't really think about what you're ingesting, but being I guess a grower of veggies and stuff.
Yes.
I know what I put into, what kind of love and care I put into my homegrown goodness.
Right.
And so,
but is that enough? I mean, I understand it's good to have that. I'm not saying to take that out just because you want to bring something else in, but you're having some sort of feelings of, you're a little lightheaded or you're a little drowsy.
Right. Because I'm also always on the go. Like I rarely ever have any downtime. And when I do have downtime, it's sleeping. As you know, it's like I'm in bed by like 8.
Oh,
8,
yeah.
10
Oh, my
o'clock.
God. You guys, it's not like it's not a joke. But amongst our group, we have a group of very close friends. We call each other ourselves the Sexy Six. Thank you. Yes, we are. It's 6 of us. And we always joke, Adam, it's 9:59 and Adam is already walking through the door, getting ready for bed. He can never stay awake past 10 o'clock. Like if 10 o'clock comes around and Adam's awake, oh my God.
I don't even say goodnight.
No. You just walk away.
I'll be back.
We all know because it's 9:59 and you're starting to walk away. We all know it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's like the sundial. We just know what time it is.
It's like I'm on a very strict schedule.
Yeah. So you're busy. You also, a lot of people who know you as Reza's husband don't know you as Adam. You are an editor. You're in editing.
Yeah.
And you edit
Long
TV
hours
shows,
right there.
huge TV shows, you guys. Something as
Horror
big as American Horror Story.
Glee.
I mean, huge. Glee. The biggest shows. You're always working and your hours are always changing depending on the project. Yeah. So that can take a lot of, a big toll on you. So do you need to change your diet in order to accommodate to the lifestyle you're living?
Changing my diet, meaning adding more vitamins.
Is that enough?
For a duration, yes, because when you're running on empty, it's like you need those extra vitamins to help your body like rest and get a full recovery. It's like without those, it's like your levels are going to be off, your receptors, like body parts that talk to each other, the receptors are just like not on
You've
point.
been vegan for how long?
Over 2 years.
Why did you turn vegan?
I got really sick. I don't know if it's from COVID, but no matter what I ate, meat-wise, it just tasted slimy, rotten, just unappealing. And so anytime I ate meat after I was already better, it's like it just wanted to vomit. So
interesting.
So I started going down the vegan path, and it was great. I feel great. Like the benefits I get from it. It's like even when I first went vegan, when you and I would hang out, you would look at me and be like, what are you doing to your eyes? Your eyes look different.
Yeah, your eyes started changing color. I mean, you literally eventually started looking like you had a facelift, like you had a bunch of Botox, like you had just the best facial, like your eyes started changing colors. And it was amazing to see that. And I was like, oh my God, I want to try to do this too. I want green eyes. I want blue eyes, so yeah. But I also think it's very important to have meat.
It is, especially in your culture. Like meat is like with every
sign
meal.
of wealth and significance. Yeah. But I feel like in our blood, even they take it back to like even our blood types, they can tell what type of meats we would eat based on our blood type, because our blood type was being originated back to regions of land. Right. So some were fish eaters, some were white meat, dark meats, whatever.
Yeah.
I crave red meat. And I told you I was trying to do the vegetarian thing. And my only reason for wanting to be a vegetarian was because of what gets done to the animals. Because I care about the animals. I love the animals, and the thought of raised to be killed to go onto my plate started. And especially you took me and the Sexy Six to a sanctuary. An animal sanctuary, a rescue for exotic.
The gentle barn. Yeah.
It was amazing. And they had every type of animal that was straight from slaughterhouses.
Right.
And to see the deformity in the cows, that the hips were on top of its back, only because the cages were so tight, the hips had to grow.
And not even just that, like chickens used to be able to fly like short distances, but not anymore. It's like,
no, they can't move.
No, because, so many chemicals are put into them to get them to be fat.
I heard they give them like Cornish is like beer. They feed them like beer
I've heard that too.
to fatten them up and get the meat tender or something like that. It's just bizarre. I don't know. They feed chicken to chicken these days.
Oh, yeah. No, I just read that.
Yeah.
See, another reason why I wanted to become vegan is like, how can I truly be a lover of animals if I'm eating them?
Yeah. You love animals. Yeah. You have a lot of animals. How many do you have right now?
At the moment, 4 cats and a dog.
4 cats and a dog.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the blind cat, Miss Moo? Can we talk about this? They rescued. Where'd you guys rescue Moo from?
Oklahoma. Reza saw her on Instagram and sent.
Adam is from Oklahoma.
Ironically enough, my parents, they still live there, and they were close enough to the adoption center, because they would not adopt out an animal unless they were to meet the adopters. So my parents were nice enough to go meet with them, and they enjoyed my parents. And then my parents, obviously, they said positive, great things about myself and Reza. And so they felt comfortable shipping her from Oklahoma to California.
Oh, wow. That's so sweet.
But when we got her, she was nothing but skin and bones. Like if you were to see a picture of her then next to her today, it's like, did she eat herself?
Oh my gosh, like I remember Moo, and she's just a little fat bitch now. She's the boss of that house. This cat has no eyes, okay? It's no eyes. There's nothing there.
Empty sockets, literally
and
empty
she still
sockets.
Walks around like a straight gangster. She could jump onto things like a gangster. She just knows where she's going.
Yeah, she jumps up onto the island. She eats everybody's food.
Yeah.
She like makes anybody in her way move out of the way. She's Like
you and Reza are
literally,
cat
like,
lovers for sure. I think cats more than anything as far as having as pet. But you guys also have a Chihuahua. You guys rescued
yeah.
Marty's Chihuahua, and what else you guys did?
Oh God, he's literally
A mutt.
the biggest mutt you've ever met.
What a slut! This guy's a slut.
He's 49% Chihuahua, and then he's got all these other things like Shar-Pei, Pit Bull.
It's crazy. It looks like a Chihuahua type
Yeah.
of dog. You know what I mean? And Marty's a thug. They
Yeah.
rescued Marty from Palm Springs.
Yeah,
Right?
his real
Back
name
of
is
the store.
Walmart. His
Yeah.
full name is Walmart, but then we call him Martini, Marty, Teen, Papa. Like he's got a million names.
He's got a lot of
Yeah.
names. Marty, my dog Jaja, which a lot of people know is Rottweiler. My first one, she's 112, 115 pounds. And Marty banged on
Yeah.
Jaja. Like we were so scared because we were like, no.
No,
Oh,
I got
but
in the middle of them.
so
I was
scary.
bleeding. I
You
was
were
gushing
bleeding.
blood.
Yeah.
It was just a small little nick, but
It was
I
from
was
Marty.
gushing
Marty was
blood,
trying to
yeah.
bang on.
Actually, no, it was
Was it
because of
Jaja?
Marty, but it's from Jaja.
Was it from Jaja?
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. I survived.
You survived.
survived.
Your fingers survived. Okay. So veganism now, I want to talk about that. A lot of people don't understand exactly what it means to be vegan. A lot of people are like, oh, a vegan. I'm like that. I've always been like, oh my God, another vegan. It's so LA to be vegan. Now we have all these other ones. What is the other one called? If you only eat seafood? Pescatarian?
Pescatarian. Yeah.
Pescatarian. And it's just, it's just, it's like the gender thing. It's like, I can't even keep up with what people are anymore.
Right.
You're completely vegan.
I'm plant-based, but like for clothing.
Okay, what does that mean?
So it means I eat only plants. But then like I feel like if you are a full vegan, like you read all the ingredients of what goes into your clothing, like
Right. I was
everything.
going to ask you, do you do that? Do you wear anything?
I'm
that you
trying to be
care?
better about that. Like
Okay.
all the items that I have now that are like leather stuff.
Yeah.
I will keep them and wear those, but it's like
You won't go and continue?
Yeah, I'm not going to go buy a new like leather jacket
Right.
or leather shoes.
I feel
or-
the same way about the furs. Like I'll never ever buy a real fur coat, again.
Yeah, like
I can.
once I found out how they get that fur,
Oh, it's
I'm
so
just like
sad.
devastated.
It's so sad the
Yeah.
way they do it. It's really disturbing to see. I mean, honestly, if it's just for the look of it and for the warmth, they can make so many, fake materials that can be even better.
But you and I both have a friend, a very good friend,
That-
who wears fur.
Yes.
And when this friend, I don't want to put her on blast, put this person.
Well, we're not going to put people on blast, especially not on the day of today. But let's talk about this friend.
Yeah.
This friend and you. This is
Yeah.
another thing. You guys are
Very
close.
close, yeah.
And you guys both have pets.
Yeah.
And your love for animals and the fact that animals are being hurt or
Mm-hmm.
killed or tortured for the wrong reasons is both significantly high. You guys both love animals and you guys will both
True.
die for your
True.
pets, right?
Yeah.
Is captivity a form of love?
Well, it depends on how you look at it. Like, is it a domesticated animal, like a dog or a
Like
cat?
just a rescue, you mean?
If it's a rescue that is like an everyday pet,
Yeah.
I don't see it as being trapped or in a cage
Okay.
because we provide them with, they have free run of the house.
Yes.
Like we don't lock them up inside of like a small room or leave them inside of a cage, which
Right.
some people do.
I mean, your cats have a whole fucking gymnasium.
They have their own bedroom.
They have their own bedroom. They literally, and,
Yeah.
and your cats have every new gadget, gizmo, playhouse, tree house.
They've got stuff on the
Treadmills,
ceiling. They have stuff on the
everything.
wall. That's right. They have the cat wheel. They have climbing stuff on
Yes.
the wall. They have a bridge on the ceiling. Like,
So this makes it okay.
I think it's okay because they're also companions. It's not like I'm going out of my way to make sure they're only getting the basics. Like we go above and beyond.
Above and beyond. So they're like your children.
Yeah, like we brush them, we bathe them, we
Nurture, love.
put them in costumes.
Yes, you do. Yeah, they get costumes.
But it's like, am I gonna go out and get a lion and then put the lion inside of like my house and leave it inside of a room? No, because that's not their natural environment.
Yeah.
And like if I were to be that type of a person, that's wrong in
Right.
my opinion. But yeah, no, I am in the way that I see it, in the way that I am with my animals. it's okay.
It's okay.
Because they have more love and more things than they know what to do with. Like when they let you know when they're unhappy or they want to play, and we acknowledge that. And they're very calm. They're very loving. There's zero aggression. There's the only aggression is the blind one.
When she doesn't get her way.
No, she doesn't get her way. Or if like we have Bugsy, who's one of our fellow cats.
Yeah.
He is a little spastic sometimes, and he likes to go and tease her, and she gets a little crazy from that. But other than that, they all get along. They're all calm, and like you're not going to be sitting there and all of a sudden one of our animals bites you because like we give them so much love and comfort. Like there's zero signs of aggression.
Yeah. You know, I always, again, I've looked at vegans and been like, ugh, you know, another vegan. And then if I ever see a vegan with an animal, a dog, like on a leash or something, I get even more bothered. But my mentality
what
started
bothers you
shifting.
though?
It bothers me because I feel like the way it looks when I see someone have a dog on a leash, even myself, I see something as slave and master. Because we have the power. We feed them. We are the hand that, you know, we scold them, we teach them, we love them. It's on our call, on our choice, right? So I understand that. I've accepted that. They are domesticated. They've been bred as domesticated at this point. They cannot survive in the wild. Even if they're born in the wild, they can hardly, because it's been pulled out of their DNA. It's been brought in to be calm, chill, happy, wag the tail type of animals, right? Yeah. But when obviously you and I are close. So when I started observing your life, I started questioning myself on why does that bother me? I see how Adam is. He's a vegan. He really loves his animals. He'll, you know, do whatever for it. Is it bad? His animals are rescues. He's caring. So it kind of makes me change my mind on judging. And I see you as someone who it's not necessarily, I think that you, for instance, maybe I'm jumping the gun. If it were like a cow being raised naturally, huge open fields, loving, nurturing, but its sole purpose was to provide food. Taking that cow from its meat to its skin to use every part of it, like the Native Americans used to do. They worshipped their animals before they killed them because they used every single piece of it. As opposed to a slaughterhouse. I feel like you'd be okay with that, right? That mentality, because we have survival. You
mean the Indian lifestyle or
so
the
to speak, or farm life?
Farm life, yes. I'm okay with that because I also understand it's like every animal has its purpose on a farm. And when you're not providing that purpose, then unfortunately, you know, you got to make room for another animal that will.
Right.
And I understand the circle of life in that aspect, but I'm also going to treat the animal with respect and give the animal the needs that it actually needs, not to fit my lifestyle. So since I'm vegan, it's not like, so I'm a vegan. It's not like I'm going to force my cats to be vegan.
Okay. So that's important to hear.
So I want them, so for animals, any type of an animal, I want them to live as happy of a life as possible.
In their natural.
As close to a natural habitat as possible.
As what they're supposed to. I mean, of course, the cats, felines need meat.
Right.
They have to have it. I mean, there's a reason they have teeth like that.
Well, because I've heard stories about like parents who are vegan who try to force it on their newborn kid.
I see that, and it's horrible. As a mom, I was reading so much about that kids have died from dehydration and whatnot because
malnutrition.
Of malnutrition. The brain doesn't function properly. Yeah. I'm not a huge meat eater anymore because of my love for animals. I still eat it. But with Eli, I know he needs a lot of protein right now, you know, to create the certain chemicals for his brain, body, whatnot. So, yeah, I think the natural way of it is fine. And I love that you've already sort of incorporated that by everything in your home, your garden is literally like farm to table.
Literally
with
farm
you.
to table.
Literally farm to table. And you did so well with it, and you started creating so many amazing recipes, and you created your own show, Farming with Farahans. And this show has become really successful because I'm seeing the comments, it's just like, everyone wants tips from you. Everyone's like, oh my God, I did this. What did you do? Like, it's just so cool. At first I was like, oh my God, Adam's literally taking the camera into his backyard and finally showing people what he does. How are people going to take to this? Oh my God.
Yeah, because
they love it.
Because when we were on...
You're the fucking Martha Stewart of the gay community
100%.
in your own garden.
Because like when we were on Bravo, it's like nobody really saw that aspect of my life.
Yeah.
Because it was all about...
You're Reza's husband.
Yeah.
You're Reza's husband. Yes.
So nobody really understood like why I was quiet or like off to the side is because I'm more like East LA, like more Los Feliz, Silver Lake. Like I'm just very zen, and I just like I want to live off the land. Like I don't want to. Like for me, it's also about saving money and decreasing my carbon footprint.
Yes.
It's like I don't want to be like 10 years from now, like in a worse place than if I would have been more mindful and careful about what I'm putting into my body and what I'm doing to the land that I own. I just want to be as pro-life, meaning like growing from the land as possible. Instead of like putting all the chemicals in there, it's like, I don't want there to be like plastic growing out of my skin or...
And we see the science and how much unprocessed food we have sitting in our gut because of all the hormones and steroids and all that goes into the pesticides, everything that goes into our food. Our body can't break down those chemicals, and it turns into like gunk that gets stuck. It can't get broken down enough. It's hard.
And when you say that, it's like that makes me think of like all the whales that are washing up on shore, and there's like they're just full of plastic.
They're full of plastic. It's always like the plastic that they're consuming. And I try this, and here's what I wanted to say. It's important for people to understand that when you see someone who's a vegetarian or a vegan or plant-based or whatnot, that it's impossible because people immediately want to say, but wait a minute, you drive that? Or wait a minute, is your belt? So it's what you just said is very important. And I want to piggyback off of that. It's important to be as mindful to this earth as possible, because this earth is giving to us in our whole lifespan that we have from birth to death.
Right.
The earth is providing us. That is it. We are not given anything else that the earth isn't giving us. So why not give back a little bit? So yes, maybe someone, has to put gas in their car because that's all that they can afford at that time. They couldn't, and it's a 20-year-old car maybe. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a fucking Ferrari, but they try to lead another lifestyle that's better. I think it's just important to be mindful because no one is 100% perfect.
Right. And to even piggyback on that, like, sure, I drive a luxury car, but at the same time, it's like, I don't drive it everywhere. But then when you've worked the work that I work in and you're putting in like 16, 18-hour long days, I want to drive home comfortably. I don't want to be driving home in a clunker where
because you're trying to preserve. Yeah.
Because I feel the stuff under the cushion and it's uncomfortable, or I don't have the right AC. It's like, sure, it's not the best solution for the earth, but Rez and I are also getting ready to go electric. So so that my carbon footprint's gonna be decreased even more as soon as that happens. But even then, it's like I work from home. I never drive anywhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's just that's the thing. It's important to be mindful of it. And I love what you're doing with Farming with Farahans. You're teaching people how to utilize just even the smallest of things. He's like, just something as simple as growing an eggplant, for instance. Like, I gotta say, I love the fucking eggplant. We gotta use the eggplant emoji. Come on, it's a dick. It's a dick. But yeah, there's just something as simple as your eggplants and showing what you can do. It's so simple. And you're showing this simplicity. People are complaining. They spend so much time on social media, online, whatever, complaining about prices. It's so expensive to buy groceries. You know what? if you have a little 4x4 space in your backyard, you can actually do so much in a 4x4 space.
No, even on the balcony. It's like
so much on a balcony.
Reza and I, we used to live in a condo and it faced WeHo. This is when we lived in West Hollywood. And it had a very thin strip of balcony. And I had tomatoes growing up the wall. I had basil, all these herbs and stuff.
You could even do it inside your home. I've seen on Amazon, they have very cheap greenhouses that have little special lights and they're so cheap. You can just, there are ways to do it. I love that Farming with Farahans is you're doing that. I love you're finally, because you're filled, I always tell you this, you're a jack of all trades. You've always got, you're pulling something out of the hat, always that you're doing. Photography, you're cooking stuff, you're growing stuff. I love that you're doing that. What is your intention with Farming with Farahans?
Reza and I, because I've incorporated Reza into Farming with the Farahans since he is...
You're the Farahans. You guys are the Farahans.
Our goal is to show people a different part of our lives and how to be more sufficient and live off what you already have instead of having to go to the store and rely on like corporations to give you your basic needs. Like number one, I don't care to drive.
Yeah.
Regardless of the carbon footprint, I don't care to drive. That's why Reza always drives everywhere.
Driving. He hates to drive unless it's his Porsche.
Adios to that car.
I know. He was so sad. Gia's gone.
But with so it's just like living a happier, more simple life. And we want to share that with all the fans and viewers that we have. And who knows, even like get other people interested in what we do.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be able to take it to a bigger platform. Yeah. But as of right now, we're just on social media. And
well, right now, social media is the only place to be. Like for any, that's where things happen, is on social media. So if you're on social media with the following that you guys have both accumulated from Shaw's and whatnot, I think it's doing great. I love it.
Well, besides even just the farming aspect, like the thing that really started Farming with the Farahans was my love of flowers and butterflies. And and so like, that I raise monarch butterflies. And so I have flower beds just dedicated to their host plant, which is milkweed. And so like the more milkweed I have, the better. And that means the more butterflies I can raise and just go from there. And that's how actually Farming with the Farahans started.
Yeah, with the butterflies.
Yeah, with the butterflies.
I remember that. Listen, with that, I want to actually tell you guys a really cute butterfly story, but we're going to take a quick break and we will be back with Adam to tell more about vegan lifestyle, Farming with Farahans, and a special butterfly story.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back,
this time I happened to be there to hang out with your husband and you were like, oh, Gigi, do you want to see the release? I'm like, duh. I love it because every time I go over there, which was like almost once a week or something, I watch the caterpillar and the larva grow bigger and you see it attach and, Adam walks me through the process.
Sling TV has something for everyone. All your favorite shows on your favorite channels, all right at your fingertips. What you watch is up to you. It really just depends on what kind of mood you're in. So if you're looking for sports, Sling's got you covered with pro and college football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, racing, and so much more. Sling also has reality TV, and this is why I have Sling, so you can keep up with the latest gossip, the today's hottest shows on channels like TLC, Bravo, MTV, and more. So guys, this is why I ordered Sling, is because you can watch your favorite reality shows in real time. So I'm talking East Coast time when they are airing for the first time. So when you go on Watch What Happens Live, you can actually tweet in and comment in real time, because if you watch it in LA time, you're not going to be able to do that, which is really lame. It's worth it, guys. And don't forget about news, because you can get up to date with today's most trusted sources like CNN and MSNBC. Feeling adventurous? Explore thousands of movies and shows on demand. So what kind of mood are you in? No matter what your answer, Sling has what you need. Getting Sling is easy. Sign up and start watching in just 5 minutes. You can stream on any device and record up to 50 hours with included DVR space. And the best part is you can pause or customize your subscription at any time. So check out sling.com for special offers. Try it today. Sling, the TV you love for a price you'll love.
So Butterfly story. This is what I wanted to tell people. So I'm going to talk a little shit. Adam and I love to talk about animals, but every now and then we take a little dip at shade. No, but it's fine because we love her, so we could say this. So the last time I was at Adam's house for the release of his monarchs, he literally gets them as the caterpillar, is what's called a caterpillar.
To be clear,
let's be clear.
You weren't over there for the release.
No, I wasn't there for that. I just happened to be there for it.
So when we throw the shade, it's not.
I'm going to throw shade. I was there for that. I got invited. So I had been invited other times for the releases. This time I happened to be there to hang out with your husband, and you were like, "Oh, Gigi, do you want to see the release?" I'm like, "Duh." I love it because every time I go over there, which was like almost once a week or something, I watch the caterpillar and the larva grow bigger and you see it attach, and Adam walks me through the process. Anyway, so the last time I was there for the release, we posted it. I posted every time, and he reposted, and I think your husband reposted, and MJ got mad and major jealousy. Like, what did she say? Like,
how come I wasn't invited for the release
of the butterflies?
I think this was before she and I had really spoken.
Conversation.
Yeah. So this was before then. And then somewhere within that conversation came up, how come Adam's hanging out with Gigi?
Oh, God.
Things
oh,
change.
God. Bitch. We love you, MJ. That's why we get to talk shit about you, or else we'd be saying this off camera behind your back. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not. But it was hilarious. I love watching evolution happen. I love watching the process. And it's made me have a bigger appreciation for life in general.
Well, because you've also have seen me go out there, find the eggs, harvest them.
Yeah, it's a process.
Hatch them, feed them.
You literally nurture from ground zero. It's like a Jurassic Park type situation where you found the mosquitoes and everything, made the dinos.
Yeah, it's like literally from egg to butterfly release.
And you do that with everything. You do that with your growing of fruits and vegetables because you compost. And a lot of people don't know what it means to compost. Yeah. You basically take all the leftovers,
table scraps minus any animal products except for shellfish and eggshells.
And you do what?
You put them all
into
this large container that sits on top of the ground, and then you mix it with all your table scraps, cardboard, leaves, water, dirt, and then
any organic natural element, organic earthwise. I mean,
minus chicken meat and red meat. Any other type of meat is okay.
Okay. And how long does it sit in the compost?
I'm constantly stirring. So it'll be at least 3 to 6 months until you get usable compost.
What the fuck do people need to compost for?
Because it's just full of nutrients. This is... what
do you do with it? What do you mean it's full of nutrients? You go and make a cup of Joe and just, drink it up.
Well,
what do you do with compost? For people who have no idea what compost is.
Well, with my compost, I use it to fertilize. You use it to add carbon and nitrogen and all your basic soil goodness back into the soil.
Let me tell you guys, the fruits and vegetables taste different. It is the best tasting, sweetest, or the onions are just onion. It's... your watermelons, your everything. Yeah. You have everything just abundantly delicious.
Yeah, because it's because I tend to use this as fertilizer versus the stuff you get at the store because I don't know what's in that stuff.
Yeah, you don't.
I know what I'm putting into my compost, so I know that it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
It's not anything that has been recalled from the FDA or anything. It's all natural stuff.
Yeah.
So I use the compost to, mix in with the soil to re-energize it. And also to collect worms because worms are beneficial for your plants. And then I also have a compost tea maker, which is, you've seen me go around with a jug of dirty looking water and watering everything.
Oh, yeah. So you say tea. I thought you were telling me walking around serving you tea. I'm like, wait, bitch. No, you never. No, I don't remember that.
Oh, no.
I do. Yes. And I saw what I thought was the coolest thing ever, which you just posted one of your episodes of Farming with Farahans, is sunscreen for your plants.
Yes.
We have gone through a major heat wave, you guys, in LA, which many places around the world experience this type of heat naturally, but it kills plants and certain plants can't survive. What did you make sunscreen out of to put? He was literally sunscreening his plants.
There's this company that we buy a lot of our products from for our plants, from Ivy Organics. Look them up online, through social media, Instagram. They have the most interesting products that we love to use. They have fertilizers.
It's all natural.
And what's good about this is it really helps with your baby trees. It helps protect against pests, sun.
Wow.
Because like during these heat waves, like I had forgotten, it's like, sure, I was, watering them, but we're also on a watering rationing. Yeah, we're in a drought.
Yeah,
so
we are.
This helps them, stay healthy and save the money that you'd be spending on water.
Yeah.
And even though you still need to water them, like this helps protect them so that you are able to have like a better crop next year, even during that season, if you haven't already gotten your crop. So sunscreen for your plants is very beneficial, not only for your own harvest, but also for your own yard. Nobody wants to look at a yard with a dead tree.
No, nobody does.
Yeah.
If you're going to spend all that time and money to even begin gardening and landscaping in general, it's very expensive. People don't realize how expensive it is. It's not just the dirt that came out of the ground. You have to have specific nutrient-packed fertilizer, and it's hard to even maintain your fertilizer sometimes.
Well, because you've seen my front yard when it's been
I
nothing
did. You
but
guys
flowers.
ripped out the whole thing just
Many
because
times.
it was
Many times.
toxic fertilizer.
Well, it's the soil, the quality of our soil is very sandy. And so I was like constantly having to add nutrients back into it, things that would retain the moisture. And it's like after a while, it just becomes so time consuming, and like your back hurts, your neck hurts, and your wallet hurts. And you're just like, oh my God, I would just want to stop.
My parents, where they live in Palos Verdes, that soil in Palos Verdes is extremely rich. And anything grows so easily. My mom still does special stuff that she mixes, but things just grow so fast. It's amazing. I love it. It's interesting to watch and learn your techniques, and because it's so simple that anyone can really pick up on these techniques. If you guys are out there and you're into living this lifestyle more healthier, you want to learn more about it, I swear to you, check out Farming with Farahans. It is so simple and so easy and fun. He makes it, you make it very fun. You guys are really cute together. You guys are funny and silly. Reza is a goof when it comes to not even knowing what you're doing half the time.
Well, because people see a different side of him.
Totally different side of Reza.
Because like he's more low key and he's more into it.
You're the Dom. You're the Dom for sure in Farming with Farahans. And he looks like a little goofball. It just, is just learning. He's here for the ride, but he's into plants too. Anyways, watch Farming with Farahans. It's very cool. I would hope that everyone can sort of try to make an effort to just, be a little bit more conscious of the world that we live in. If you have to drive a little less. You can carpool, you could do whatever. Eat a little healthier. Don't support these big mass-produced farms that are slaughtering in a very bad way. Try to do it. I know it's a little more expensive, and you're probably saying, oh, she doesn't fucking understand. It's more expensive. It is. It's probably $1 or $2 more.
What, growing?
No, to just buy a little healthier, from not those mass produced. If you're gonna eat meat, get something that's from a farm that's like grass free grain. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like also, when you buy stuff from the store, you don't know what's going into it.
You don't know what's going on.
It's like when you taste like a cucumber homegrown versus a cucumber from the store, homegrown tastes like a real cucumber. And that's what I love about growing, is because I like to start my herbs and veggies from a seed.
Yes.
Most of my stuff is grown from seed, and it's just amazing to see it go from that seed into like this massive.
It's amazing,
plant.
and it's so delicious when you eat it, because you just have a different feeling about it. And you guys don't need a huge backyard, like you said. Whether you have a little patio, balcony, you can even get a little bin on top of your kitchen table, whatever you want. Adam will teach you the way. Watch Farming with Farahans. Adam, thank you so much for being here and teaching us a little bit about plant based or vegan. I'm still never going to understand all this stuff. Thank you for being here and teaching us.
Thanks for listening to Genuinely Gigi. Download new episodes every week. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And be sure to leave us a rating and review. And while you're at it, check out some of the other great shows available on Straw Hut Media.